I joined the Women's Parliamentary Association as a staff of that association, a staff of Parliament, a staff of that association. And through that was to continue to interact and sharpen my knowledge and understanding of how Parliament works and what women leaders are going through, and how I can also become one to contribute to the governance equation in the country. And so, yeah, God was gracious to me. In 2011, when I contested, I chose what I could say an easier way through, because then I was not 30 years. I decided to stand as a female youth member of Parliament. During my youth term, one of the milestones I'm very proud of is the contribution that I made personally as a youth legislator in terms of the discussion of youth issues in the country. Because it is during our time that issues of youth became formalized in legislation, became formalized in budgeting, became formalized in the discussion of partner work. Because a lot of times development partners will not see it as an issue which is fundable in terms of supporting the youth in their advocacy work. But in our term, we were able to convince many partners to support our work, to support youth leaders across the country, and now youth work is officially recognized as youth work and fundable in terms of programs and projects. In Parliament here, we pushed through a number of policies, a number of budgeting, as well the National Youth Policy, the budgeting, the Youth Fund for the first time started in our time, and also the discussion on the floor. Because at that time, for us it was a fashion to stand and discuss about the issues of youth. We popularized it on the floor. Every time we'd stand, it was advocacy at work. So we managed to sanitize the entire Parliament around youth challenges, the unemployment equation, the increasing numbers of youth in the country without requisite attention from government. So the discussion resulted into a turnaround for government interventions in various sectors, but also for non-governmental organizations to intervene, and a general awareness of youth issues. We work a lot around gender and equity, certificate implementation. Every circle of budgeting, we do a lot of work around that as women MPs. So that's another area which is non-legislative, but in terms of oversight, we follow up in this 10th Parliament. So those are our common areas that we are working on, and of course economic empowerment for women. So the theme of this year falls around that, and as UWOPA we work around economic empowerment closely with the ministry, in line with monitoring how the economic empowerment fund under the Ministry of Gender is being implemented. So there are 4 non-legislative areas. There are also 4 legislative areas which we are focusing on in this 10th Parliament. And we are believing that incrementally our work also leads towards improvement in these areas. And by the time we finish this Parliament, we shall have some specific gender laws. As we celebrate Women's Day as women parliamentarians and women in the women's movement, we want to emphasize the need for strengthening legal and policy framework, particularly to address the socio-economic and traditional barriers towards equality of women and realization of women and girls, the rights of girls generally.